3 questions in 3 minutes, where we sit down with education leaders across the state to discuss the blueprint for Maryland's future. Today, I'm joined by Margot Quinlan, Public Policy Manager at the Family League of Baltimore. Let's dive in. Margot, please tell us about yourself and the work that Family League is doing for educational equity in our public schools.
Great, thanks. Yeah, my name is Margot. Like Shamoya said, I'm with Family League of Baltimore. We're the local management board for Baltimore City. So that means that we are tasked with making sure that public resources are spent appropriately to best support children, youth, and families in Baltimore City. So we work really closely with city and state elected officials and our governments to support those resources. And foundational to that is public education. So that's why we're such big advocates for the blueprint for education. We have done work for the last 15 years in community schools in particular, and really growing and expanding the community school strategy in Baltimore. We help co-convene the Community School Steering Committee along with Baltimore City Public Schools, and really see community schools as a strategy to provide those needed supports for our schools that have long been without, and really supporting those schools not just for the students and the teachers, but also for the whole school community, because we know that so many of our students and families, that the school is the place that they come together and can be so much more robust and just places for our students to thrive. And so we see the blueprint as a real vehicle to expand that strategy in Baltimore and across the state of Maryland.
Awesome. Can you tell us a little bit about what was at stake in the blueprint and how it would positively impact the communities that Family League serves?
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah. So like I said, expanding the community school strategy as outlined in the blueprint, that would bring those supports to tens of thousands more students in Baltimore alone and across the state, right? So it's just really seeing a massive scale up of this proven strategy that Baltimore has been a leader for across the country. And we've seen success with this around the country. And so we're really excited for everything that's laid out there. And we really see this again as just bringing in those increased supports. Access to wraparound services, food access, after-school programming, all of the supports that our kids and families need. And obviously, this isn't a perfect fix to addressing equity or racial inequities and otherwise in our schools, but it really, we think, will bring us a long way in bringing those supports into those schools and for those students who need them. And then I think really shifting the scales, for our students.
Fantastic. Finally, what's your message to lawmakers in the General Assembly regarding the blueprint?
We need to override the veto. We are really deeply grateful for all of the lawmakers who worked so hard and for so long on this legislation. Many of them have been working on this for years, right? And this has been a long time coming. And so we are just really hopeful that they will all show the courage needed to continue fighting for our kids, fighting for our schools, and fighting for our future. Really, the future of Maryland depends on this. And so we are, here in support and to back up our lawmakers, as they override the veto in the session ahead.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for joining us today, Margot, and thank you for the great work that you and the entire team at the Family League of Baltimore are doing to support educational equity here in Maryland.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
All right. We'll be back soon with another 3 questions in 3 minutes. Until then.